Hi guys!
Hello!
It's real Jack and Ferg here.
Real life Jack and Ferg. The Sharkman films are not real.
Just here to tell you that the podcast is sponsored today by Pre-Loved.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to explain a bit about the company. So Pre-Loved is one of the UK's most trusted online marketplaces. They have a community of over 8 million buyers and sellers with bargains in over 500 categories. They keep things simple and they don't charge listing fees, they don't take a commission, and they don't have any nasty hidden charges because they're all about the joy of second hand. Buy and sell for free, or to get the best from Pre-Loved, you can upgrade to one of their cheap and simple membership tiers.
So if you want to get involved with Pre-Loved and also at the same time help support the podcast, just head to the links in the description, sign up with the phrase Sharkman Pod, all one word, and whether you're signing up for a free account or for a paid account, which is only actually £4 a year, you'll be helping us out here at the podcast.
Should we get on with the podcast, Ferg?
Let's cue it up.
Let's lock and load.
Oh God. You guys miss out on a lot of terrible improv. We edit it out normally. That's just a taste of what you miss out on.
It just gets cut.
Yep, let's go.
It's just another Sharkman podcast. Hello and welcome to Just Another Sharkman podcast. Your chance to plug into all the latest movies, news and events in the Sharkman franchise. My name's Jack and I'm here with this little boy. He's just shaking. He's so excited.
Ooh.
He's like he's just drunk a load of juice.
Oh, I have.
He has. It's Fergus.
That juice is the Sharkman film.
It's a very special day today, isn't it, Ferg?
Yes, it is. It's the 5th anniversary of Sharkman 2.
Woo!
So we're going to be doing a special episode where we do a retrospective on Sharkman 2, dig into the history, why it's so important, because of course the first Sharkman film was fantastic, but it's with Sharkman 2 that the franchise really got off the ground, really spread its wings, really just took its trousers off and danced on the table.
Oh my god. Just finished the Rubik's Cube I was working on, Ferg. Now I can finally concentrate. Look at that, all the different colours.
Let me
I've
just
sorted
check.
it out. I'm so excited.
Well, you've really got all the colours. There's the blue side, there's the red side. I don't know what colour that is.
I've been working on that for so long. I've been working on that Rubik's Cube for the entire time we've been making this podcast.
Wow.
I know, I'm so glad I've made it now. How are you, Ferg?
I'm pretty good, Jack. Apart from working on today's podcast, I spent a few hours last night playing the brand new Sharkman Studios video game.
Oh my gosh, it arrived.
Yes.
How is it, Ferg?
It's great. It's as hyper-realistic as people say. The most realistic video game that's ever been made yet. Unlike previous games, of course.
Yeah.
Where the controller just has one button, the do button, where you do an action in the game by pressing the button. In this new game, you can do to the left, or you can do to the right.
That's
using
amazing.
a handy joystick.
Wow. The thing is with me in video games, Ferg, we just don't get on.
Oh?
Because the problem is, what I don't understand is that the man on the screen is you, and you move him around, but you stay sitting still. Mind fuck, you know?
Pretty tricky stuff.
Anyway, big news today. It is, of course, the 5th anniversary of Sharkman DOS
2.
So in preparation for today's episode, Ferg actually went and watched Sharkman 2 8 whole times.
Yep.
I, of course, only saw it once, but I also did some research.
Well, you've only seen... Hang on, Jack. You've only seen Sharkman 2 once.
Oh, no, I mean, I've only seen it once this week.
Oh, phew.
But what I also did was I went off to the archives to do a bit of research on how Sharkman 2 got made.
Wow, really interesting. Tell
Well,
us about that, Jack.
For once, I went out and did the hard work while Ferg sat on his ass and played computer
Don't
games.
fucking question my integrity, Jack.
I was teasing you.
So, what'd you find there, Jack?
Well, I was on my way to the V&A, where they have all of the info about Sharkman Productions, all the files. all the
V&A, of course,
documents.
standing for
The
the Very Nice Archives.
Yeah.
And they're great.
They are fantastic. But you know, Ferg, I didn't actually go in the end.
Oh?
Because there's a secret archive on your way. And this is some exclusive content, guys, so listen right up. What you have to do is you have to accidentally fall down an open manhole on
Which
your
manhole
way.
is it, Jack?
I don't remember. What happened was I hit my head on the edge of the manhole as I went down, giving me startling concussion.
So perhaps everything you're about to tell us was a fever dream.
Well, Ferg, would you call these exclusive documents a fever dream?
Oh my god, incredible. How did you get a hold of these, Jack, if you didn't go to the Very Nice Archives, but instead fell into a sewer?
Well, I was rescued by a man who lives underneath the V&A in the sewers.
Exciting.
And what he does is he collects all of the papers that the Sharkman Studios accidentally shred, and he puts them back together and makes his own archive.
Oh, that's such a shame that they accidentally shred important documents.
Now, at first I was a bit disoriented, but then he nursed me back to good health. When I came to, I was in the centre of the archives, and I thanked the man a great deal.
What was his name, Jack, the man?
Well, this is quite a sad story, Ferg.
Oh.
You know when people grow up somewhat removed from society?
Oh, like the villain in the film Sharkman vs. Top Cat.
Yes, and they have to observe human society from the edges.
The villain being Top Cat.
So, what I think happened was that he must have looked at something in the sewer
Yeah.
and decided that was his name.
Oh. What was his name?
Sexy Rat. Anyway, he showed me around the archives. I did a bit of flicking through all the papers, and he let me take home whatever I like. In a way, it wasn't really like an archive. It was like a big bin.
Well, that's brilliant, Jack. Can't wait to hear all those little bits of exclusive trivia in our Sharkman 2 retrospective.
Me either.
Here we go. So, listeners, to give you a sense of where Sharkman Studios was at when they made the smash hit film Sharkman 2, we got to talk a little bit about the genesis of Sharkman Studios. That is Sharkman 1. Or as it was called at the time, Sharkman.
I thought it was a great film, Ferg. I mean, you and I did really love it.
And everyone now, of course, looks back at Sharkman and recognises that it was a fantastic film.
I mean, we loved it so much that we literally forgot who we were before the film came out.
And you can hear more details of that in episode 194. Yes, Jack.
But it wasn't popular everywhere, was it, Ferg?
No, people now recognise it as the incredible work it was, but it wasn't that commercially successful at the time.
Or critically successful, actually. So, just to paint the scene for everyone, the Sharkman CEO is not doing so well at this moment. Just before Sharkman 2 comes out, he's down on his luck, the film hasn't done very well, and he doesn't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely, and it's a classic underdog story. He wasn't actually able to buy food from the shops.
This is such a sad story.
Yeah,
Fred.
he had to go out, into, the big canal. He had to go out into the canal and just eat whatever he could find in the canal.
Sometimes it was food.
Sometimes it was food.
But sometimes it wasn't, Ferg.
It would just be rocks, or, it would just be a little, be a clump of chewing gum with teeth all on it. But he would eat it, whatever it was. He'd eat the rocks, he'd eat the teeth.
And that's what Sharkman Studios is all about,
Exactly.
really, isn't it,
He
Ferg?
really encapsulated the spirit of the franchise that, that's what he infused the franchise with.
Right, so it was in this context that he set out to make Sharkman 2.
Exactly. He didn't know if it was going to be a success, and spending the money on Sharkman 2 he knew could break him even more.
That's so interesting.
But he believed in the story of Sharkman so much, he knew it had to be told.
I've actually been looking through the documents, and I have a letter from him to the director of the movie saying that he wants Sharkman 2 to not make any money, because then, due to a loophole, he will actually run away with millions.
Why would he write that letter?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, it doesn't fit with my worldview, Jack, so I'm just going to ignore it.
All right.
Let's get into the film.
Oh, yes, I'm ready.
Production on Sharkman 2 started on March 12th, 2013, which, of course, was a leap year. Now, the Sharkman Studio CEO managed to get a loan out, and we never quite sure where he'd got the money before, but Jack found...
We do now we do, because I found all of his accounts...
Oh, wow.
In Sexy Rat's basement.
Because for some reason, they'd been shredded. Again, such a tragedy.
And it turns out that he got a loan from two places. One was from stealing money from a bank.
Okay.
And the other one was crowdsourcing. So what he did is, as well as robbing the bank in the same night, he went round people's houses and stole their jewellery.
Oh, right.
Their
which he could then sell
plates
and get more.
cutlery.
I mean, he's a true businessman.
And, you might call that robbery, but also, I think if you see the film...
I mean, once they saw the film, I'm sure they, would have dropped the charges.
That's just an investment.
And they did. They had to drop the charges, but we'll get to that later. So when production began, of course, they had their £3 million loan.
Check.
They had only one camera.
Check.
7 days to make the film.
Check.
And a 600-page script.
Oh, baby, let's go. So, Ferg, what's interesting about the script?
Yeah.
The 600-page script for Sharkman 2.
A script that is now, of course, taught in screenwriting classes across the globe.
Now, of course, Sharkman 2 is a direct sequel to Sharkman 1, Ferg. But what's interesting, and this has always bugged me when I've watched it, is they feel like they're almost exactly the same film.
Yeah, okay.
And I found this memo from the CEO to the director.
Oh, wow.
And what he says was, I just opened the file for Sharkman 1, I drank a lot of whiskey, and I went through just replacing the odd noun, the odd adjective with another noun or adjective that basically means the same thing.
Of course.
Then I passed out, woke up in the morning and sent it to you.
Well, that's the sort of innovation, and the same but changing, that I think the Sharkman franchise has always followed, and it's great to see that at the inception of the franchise.
I just think that's fascinating, and it's breaking news, Ferg.
It is really exclusive.
It's breaking news. No one else has this info.
Thanks for that, Jack. Really
that's
cool.
All right. Of course, you can't talk about Sharkman 2 without talking about that one big accident.
Whoa. Hang on a moment, Jack.
Yes.
Obviously, I know the accident. We're all familiar with the accident you're talking about.
And we won't talk about
and we don't
that
need
here.
to talk about it.
No.
It's been covered in a lot of places. The famous accident in which so many crew members tragically died, giving their lives to the greater cause of Sharkman 2.
A bit like the pyramids, Ferg.
A bit like the pyramids. And of course, while there is no way artistically you can compare an ancient stone structure with a modern day blockbuster.
No, of
They're
course
entirely different mediums made in entirely different times.
Yeah.
I think we can say that Sharkman 2 is objectively better than the pyramids.
Absolutely, Ferg. But what I'm getting at is that there were actually a few more accidents that happened that we don't hear about.
Okay.
On my way out of Sexy Rat's stash,
Yes.
I tripped over a case containing a lot of legal documents that were published during Sharkman 2.
Okay.
And it turns out that a number of other things went wrong, Ferg.
Went wrong?
So, in one scene, they couldn't get the rain to show up on camera.
So they were using fake rain?
So they were using fake rain, Ferg, but not just any fake rain. They were using hot oil. And it burned all of the crew members horribly.
Interesting.
Another thing, Ferg, and I don't know if this is true, Ferg. I
Yeah.
don't know if this is true, but it is in a legal document that has been shredded that Sexy Rat stapled back together.
Yeah.
That a number of crew members actually broke their backs because the Sharkman CEO got them to lie down like a carpet and drove over them on his Segway. Obviously, when you break your back on a Sharkman film, you then have to be put down like any horse.
Yeah.
But just an interesting fact. Just wanted to bring that to the table.
What's this? Can I have a look? What's this
Yeah,
document here
folks. So I
about?
was saving this one for you because I know you love Dr. Dinosaur.
Oh, I do.
And I know you love the scene in Sharkman 2
Yeah.
where Sharkman fights Dr. Dinosaur.
Well, because Dr. Dinosaur grows to the size of a building.
But why don't you read this one out?
Okay, let me just have a... Okay. Wow.
So interesting, right?
That's so interesting.
And
So-
also reveals so much about the film.
Exactly. It's so. I mean, this is the sort of behind-the-scenes knowledge we want to be giving you guys on this retrospective. So obviously, they couldn't afford CGI. So when Dr. Dinosaur grows to the size of a building, that was a building-sized prop, a cardboard cutout of Dr. Dinosaur,
Right.
made of MDF, and they also couldn't afford struts to hold up Dr. Dinosaur. So, so what they did was they got several hundred members of crew to just sort of be the struts and just hold up Dr. Dinosaur. But then a slight wind came along, knocking over the Dr. Dinosaur prop, and they were all crushed to death.
Ouch!
And obviously that's, bad, but I think it really paints a picture of the sort of scrappy, independent spirit of the film, and the circumstances in which they were working, in which hundreds of people were dying all the time, and yet they managed to make a masterpiece.
Isn't it?
I think what's important to note when we're talking about the labour conditions of the film and the accidents is it's widely known that workers on Sharkman 2 insisted on doing overtime, and the Sharkman Studio CEO would say no, it's important that you only work certain hours, it's important that we abide by health and safety regulations. But it was the workers on the film who believed in the vision so much who said no, we'll work overtime, we'll contravene health and safety regulations. And
What heroes?
so when they died, it was their fault.
Yes, it
but
was.
it was also good.
Yes.
Sharkman 2 came out to rapturous critical acclaim, and the very next day, the Sharkman Studio CEO and many others involved in the film were immediately arrested on several thousand charges of murder, fraud, and other such sundry charges.
Now, I'm sorry, Ferg, because at this point, I don't really feel like a good enough investigative journalist.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Jack.
Well, it's hard, Ferg, because when I found this box of legal proceedings,
Yeah.
I thought, yes, we'll finally get to the bottom of what happened in that legal case. But, as you can see from the documents I've got, they just seem to sort of stop when the legal case was meant to start. And, I looked everywhere for some sort of outcomes or for transcripts of the court case, but I think what we just have to assume is that rumour we heard is true.
Of course, all we know is, of course, the trial was ongoing.
Yeah.
There was a multitude of evidence
Yes.
for all the charges
Absolutely.
against the Sharkman Studio
No,
CEO
absolutely. And a lot of angry
his
families.
his collaborators. And the night before the final day of the trial, the Sharkman Studio CEO locked himself in a room
For 48 hours.
for 48 hours.
And no one knows what he did in there.
But the next day, he came out and he came into court. Of course, all his lawyers had left him at this point. So he came in.
He represented himself.
He represented himself.
And he won the case.
And he won the case, and no one knows how.
And I don't want to be a bad journalist here, but I think what we have to do is just totally buy into that rumour and accept it as truth, because I can't find anything else.
No.
However, Ferg, what I can give you is something that might support that rumour we heard.
Okay.
And what it is it's a note scratched onto some toilet paper dating just before the trial.
Okay.
And what the Sharkman CEO writes here is, I see two paths before me. Either I go to prison, or I become the undisputed lord and master of the entire world. And I wonder which one he picked, Ferg.
Oh, we know.
Now, Ferg, as we know, Sharkman 2 was enjoyed by millions. Millions and millions and millions of happy customers. And very quickly, Sharkman Studios began to grow into the massive, nightmarish conglomerate that we know and love today.
And that's why we're celebrating Sharkman 2 today, because Sharkman 2 is really the film that kicked off the franchise and changed the world irrevocably.
Within a year, 30 more Sharkman films had been made, and actually, most other film studios went totally out of business.
Like Dogman. Remember the Dogman films?
Oh, I
Dogman
totally
Studios?
forgotten about Dogman.
They were so bad.
Well, because they were all the same, weren't
Exactly.
they?
And it was just like Dogman. Like, what? That's not an idea. That's 2 words.
Real blast from the past, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought for the rest of the episode we could just go through all of these files and find out more exclusive content about Sharkman 2.
Let's go for it.
Oh,
Hi guys.
What? So,
Oh, sorry. Who's this? Sorry, listeners.
Can I just say it is so great to finally be in this room.
Yeah. How did you get
Is
in?
there somewhere I can leave my bag? Sorry.
There.
sure, over there.
Sure, great.
How did you get in?
So the lady upstairs let me in. Such a baby.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
not a
So-
lady upstairs.
I would just like to say really quickly
Yeah.
that we at Sharkman Studios are massive fans of what you guys are bringing to Sharkman.
Oh, you're from Sharkman Studios. Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh my god,
that's so
oh my god, great. Yeah, do what you want.
Sorry,
yeah.
so who are you?
So introductions later.
Yeah.
Badges first.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm shaking.
They are official, so they're
yeah.
made of steel.
Oh wow, yeah.
So one green one for Ferg.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
And a yellow one for Jack.
She knows my name.
Oh my god, I pissed myself.
Can I just say that you guys are literally in our heads. We say the exact same things on set all the time.
Oh my god, wow.
Really? That we say on the podcast?
Literally
Yeah.
every single day.
Oh my
so
God.
We're like listening to you, morning coffee, croissant.
What? Oh my god, wow.
Oh, that's so
I could see out of her eyes that that's definitely true.
Yeah, that is
I
definitely true.
wouldn't lie to you, would I? Which is why I'm here to bring some more truth
Yeah.
to you
Okay.
about the history of Sharkman.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm Serena,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm one of the many, many legacy managers out there for Sharkman 2.
Oh right.
Right.
So what I've come here today to do, like this is part of what we do all the time. We meet people every single day and
Yeah.
just kind of talk about what Sharkman's about
Yeah.
and sort of that transition between the first Sharkman and the second Sharkman.
Which is exactly right, because it's such a grey, murky area.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly,
what
yeah,
we've
it's,
been trying
we've
Right,
to
been
so
do.
just
exactly
doing-
not. It's more black and white.
Yeah, that's what I'm always telling Jack actually. You know, history is just so much more clear cut and black and white than you'd think.
I kind of disagree, Ferg.
In fact, that's why I brought with me, just for you guys to have a look at, the original Sharkman Studios History of Sharkman 2.
Oh wow, like the official
Whoa,
narrative.
Like the official narrative.
Nice.
So
You happen to have brought 3 copies. That's
Wow,
amazing.
that's so useful.
That's so fortuitous, isn't it, Ferg? Wow, this is going to be so useful for the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, hashtag coincidence.
Oh,
So-
it seems to be completely blacked
So much
out.
of it is blacked out. Yeah.
So if you just actually skim
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like this to the last page, you'll
Right.
find.
Great, yeah, yeah.
There you go. So that, I mean, it's precious stuff. on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, so yeah,
You're
we'll
more
have
than
we'll have a
welcome.
look over this, and we'll edit some of these details into the podcast we
Yeah.
just recorded.
So
Yeah,
what I
that'd be
was
great.
thinking
And-
actually would be, maybe just, I'm just going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Delete the original podcast.
Oh.
Just
The whole
do away
thing?
with it. Yeah.
What, all of
yeah.
it?
And just completely re-record it
Yeah.
Okay.
How about it? I mean,
with this information? And so get rid of all the information of
just
Jack's
delete.
research?
Yeah. I mean, if you just, control delete on your...
Yeah,
on
I
your
mean, I
laptop.
could...
Okay.
What
Yeah, I guess sure we...
Great, thanks. Okay, so we'll take a break and then we'll
get to that.
We'll do
Thanks so
another-
much for dropping by.
we
We'll
maybe
do that.
later today.
Maybe
lovely to
do
see.
it just right now together.
Oh, you're going to
as
stay
Sharkman
while we
fans.
do it?
Yeah.
Does that mean no one will hear? No one will hear the podcast we just recorded.
Yeah, I guess no one in the world, or in this world at least, will ever hear that podcast we just did. I don't know why I said that.
They will hear the new one.
Yeah.
And that's what's the most important thing
Yeah.
for you and for us.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so you'll just reach across my laptop and you're just going to delete it.
I
Yeah,
just-
go for it. Okay, great.